I don't know who at GM designed these fenders for the 23 Canyons, but they must have been trying to work on getting some sort of promotion, because these things are way over-engineered, and these clips are absolutely going to be the death of me. So I'm not new to GM engineering. This is, like, I've got a bunch of GM products, right? The Sierras and Canyons have these fender marker lights that light up when you're driving. One thing I didn't really like was that only the middle lights up. It kind of bleeds a little bit to the edges, but it still only lights up in the middle. As you guys can tell, I can't leave things alone. I literally have to modify everything. So I wanted to look around and find out if there was another option for these marker lights. Turns out they're the same exact size as the Sierras, and there's a whole bunch of companies like Diode Dynamics, Boost Auto, and whatnot, but you know, I got a $700 car payment I got to deal with, and I kind of want to modify it and make cool stuff for you guys. So I thought, what is out there, and where can I look to find a cheaper product? So I found these on Amazon, eBay, and AliExpress. They're literally the same thing. The price is almost identical across the 3 platforms, and I'm going to show you guys what I found. These new housings are smoked plastic, so they kind of look the same as the third brake light smoked, and they've got a LED strip all the way across. These markers were about 50 bucks for the 4 of them. A little bit cheaper than the ones you see like on Etsy that are painted. You can also get like vinyl decals to go over your stock ones. You can really change the look of these fender markers just about any way you want. But I liked the smoked look, and I said they fit, so I bought them. On the Sierras, you have to pull the fender liner out to get to the backside of these markers to remove them. Well, on these Canyons, you gotta pull all of the 375 clips off the inside of the fender, and to do that, you literally have to rip it off one clip at a time. Having done the 2 lights on the other fenders on the other side of the truck, I want to show you guys how I found to best remove these fenders without breaking anything. There's a whole bunch of little tiny clips in here, little gray and white clips, and they attach to the plastics. If you guys watched my last video about the 1,000-mile review, I've got some things that I'm trying to do to protect this truck from being absolutely destroyed, especially the plastics, and these fenders are no exception. They're extremely soft plastic. Let's use this little panel removal tool that I picked up on Amazon, actually pretty cheap. One of the guys recommended this, and I scooped it up, and I like it, so I'm gonna recommend it to you guys. I'll put a link to it below. So there's a little clip that goes under this plastic here, but that'll pop out the second we start pulling on this edge here. If you guys remember this clip from the intro of this video, this is what's under this fender. Basically what we're trying to do is put the pry tool in between the black rubber and the truck. By doing so, we're going to push these tabs in effectively. Some of you can't do that, some of them we're just he-manning out of there. So I wanted to share that with you guys to kind of let you know what you're doing when you can't quite see what you're doing. I like to use this tool. I already got one popped, and then you get back inside of here with one of the other tools and get under the little white clips. This one here is actually awesome to get kind of in behind there to get these kind of unhooked without damaging much. The problem with these two kind of in the middle here is they're literally under the light. You can see there's one right there that stayed on the truck. There you go, stayed on the truck. That one stayed on the truck. And what's happening is it's tearing the inside of the fender here. Go slow, go careful, and I'll show you guys how to fix any that you break. As with anything, GM likes to do multiple types of fasteners to hold the same thing on. So this is a T15 real quick. Take that guy out before you pull the fender off. Now I've got the clip and the screw out of the back of the front fender here. We're going to unclip the light from the harness, and this whole fender will come right out, no problems. There we go. We got a couple extra clips that fell off. There's a couple clips that are still on the truck. We're going to pull those off and put these back on, but you guys might be able to see there's some tearing of these little clips here, and if they're torn, those clips might not go back and stay where they belong or clip like they used to. So we need to grab the soldering iron here in a minute and kind of melt that plastic, kind of plastic weld that back together, and we should be able to put this back together on the truck. Looks like I only managed to break one of these, just this guy right here. So basically we'll just slide the clips back into their little homes here, except for the one that I need to kind of plastic weld here. While the soldering iron heats up, we're going to take these two screws out. Keep those, don't lose them. They're T20 and they come pretty much right out. So the legs on the smoked version are a little bit longer, so we'll sand those back. And the holes the screws go into are a little bit too tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this with my grinder down to that little flat spot inside of here, and then drill that out to 1/8 of an inch. The problem with these being too long is that it kind of sits the light out of the pocket a little bit more than the stock ones, and kind of looks a little weird, at least to me. I'll show you guys that up against the other ones. With these lights uncut, the little legs uncut, they fit pretty flush or just a little bit proud of the Fender, which is fine, I don't mind that. But if you notice, these factory ones actually are inset a little bit, and I don't know if I care, but you know, just having the entire thing flush is, I don't know, seems like that'd be better for me. You guys can see here, the black markers that I put on the passenger side of the truck actually have inset just a little bit, and they sit a little bit tighter. So not a big deal. I'm going to sand those legs off and get it to fit just like this. So essentially this is just down to the little flat part. I didn't go any further than that, so we still have the area where the screws are going to go through, and then just a 1/8 drill bit. Just like that. This hole here is not very big, maybe 3/16 at best. There you go, 1/8 of an inch, a lot better. It's just bigger than the nominal thread diameter, so we're not pushing the plastic out of the way when we drive those screws back in here. So let's go back to the truck and install it. Pretty simply, we just put it into place. It actually sits a lot tighter in there, and take your screws, drive them in just like you would have normally. You guys can see the crack right there. Basically what I want to do is kind of get it where it used to be without burning myself here, and just ever so gently move the plastic around. You go too crazy on this and you'll lose that thickness there. You'll start moving plastic around places it doesn't need to be. So thankfully I only messed up that one. One of the other fenders, the first one I did like 6, so I was trying to pull it off, and then I stopped. I bought the panel removal toolkit, and now I'm only down to 1 busted. I've got 1 fender to go on the truck, so hopefully I don't break any more, but I know how to do it, so it's not that big a deal. As with most things, the install is basically the opposite of the disassembly. I'm going to put our light clip in and then just shove this back into place. Don't forget your 2 screws back here, your screw and the clip, and you got 3 more fenders to go. Well, for you guys, I only got 1. There's only a little bit of nuance to the back fenders, so I'll show you guys what's different, but I'm not gonna make you guys sit through the whole entire pulling this out and put it back on. So you've got 1 screw there, you've got 1 screw here, and 2 clips under here. I found mine were pretty brittle, but beyond that, the rest of it is just really the same all the way across. That's about it. They are black smoked, they're lit white, and if you want to get the other ones from Etsy or some other version, Diode Dynamics, Boost, the install is literally the same. So you probably don't have to modify those because they're probably a better quality product, but I guess we'll see how long these last. And if you guys want to see more modifications like this to my truck, consider subscribing. I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching.